Hello and welcome. Today we will talk to you about World War One.
Specifically, we'll talk about how the war began.
There are many theories about this, but the main causes are largely accepted.
And they are...
The main causes.
Come again?
Oh. It's an acronym. MAIN, M-A-I-N, stands for the four traditional causes of World War One: militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism.
Wait, I thought the war started because Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated.
Well, while it's true that the assassination played a big role and had a cascading effect, that's more of the spark that lit the powder keg.
That's right, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand by the Black Hand in Sarajevo.
The Archduke was from the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, and they were so upset that he was assassinated in Serbia that they waited a whole month before they actually sent anything to respond to it.
Wait a minute, a whole month? Shouldn't they have reacted sooner?
You'd think they would have, if they were actually responding to the assassination when they were threatening Austria-Hungary.
Instead, it simply could have been an excuse for Austria to invade Serbia.
Russia, Serbia's ally, declared war on Austria-Hungary.
Germany, Austria's ally, then declares war on Russia. With Austria and Germany in the fight, what are we going to do next?
France, Russia's ally, declared war on Germany.
Germany says, that's cool, I can take both of you.
Belgium, under a neutrality agreement for decades, said, keep me out of it.
Britain says, we're with Belgium.
To which the French ambassador said, will you have dictionaries remove the word honor from the English language as well?
Germany attacks Belgium to get to France.
Britain, JK, declares war on Germany.
Now that Germany and Austria declared war on all of Europe, they're like, Italy, you going to join us?
Italy, a member of the Triple Entente for decades, says, nah, I'm good.
Britain, however, conducts secret talks with the Italians to get them on their side.
Italy, 1 year later, declares war on Austria-Hungary, but not Germany. Germany's too big and scary.
So who's to blame for World War I?
I don't know.
If you're at all confused by it, here's a picture of it. France, Russia, and the United Kingdom are the Triple Entente, or the friendly agreement, in that nice green. To the southeast, you'll also see Syria. And then you'll see in the center, the German Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and Italy are all joined up in the Triple Alliance. However, once the war starts, Italy changes sides in 1915. And you'll also see Bulgaria off to your bottom right in 1915, and Turkey. Turkey joined at the start of the war in 1914.
So what? Who cares about this stuff anyways? World War I happened over 100 years ago. How could the main causes of World War I possibly impact my life today? I mean, I can't see how the main causes are nearly as relevant as Langston Hughes or George Orwell.
That's a fair question, young, pretentious scholar. Mr. Dahl, how can we help with this student?
Let us look at militarism first. This is the concept that a country only has strength so long as it has the biggest army.
Well, this is relevant in the U.S. because it helps determine our spending on our military. If you look at these numbers right here, you'll see where the U.S. stands and how we spend so much more than the other countries in the top 10. In fact, we combine 8 of those and they don't even match our spending.
That's a lot of spending for a theory.
Come again?
Not so much. It's simply a theory. In fact, it's an outdated one. The current globalized world relies far less on militaries and much more on other pursuits. Some simply being commerce, technology, medical advancement, and much more.
Not to mention that there are other countries that are considered world powers that spend far less on their military. This allows those countries to spend tax dollars on other social goods.
There are many nuances to this issue, but all this military spending results in a flexing contest, where countries need to justify spending all of that money on the military. What is the best way to justify military spending?
By either using it or communicating to people that it will soon be used is one way.
And is that necessarily true? That is up for you to decide. Go and look up what percent of the US budget is spent on military funding, and compare that to another set of funding that you might find to be important for a country's existence.
Education.
So it's easy to see that militarism still heavily impacts the way countries perceive themselves.
Next on the list is alliances. Every country involved in this war is going to have an alliance in one way, shape, or form. It's also important for countries to have alliances in case of invasion.
The strongest person in the world can only take on so many people at one time. The same is true for countries.
If I'm a country and I don't want to be invaded,
Most don't.
then I might reach out to another country, like Mr. Dahl, a country of similar strength, though he may be weaker than me, to help me in a time of need. If I'm attacked, they will defend me.
And by way of a trade, if they are attacked, I will help them.
Alliances exist today and often shape the world and how the world gets along. We have groups like NATO,
North Atlantic Trade Organization,
which deals with military matters that have largely moved against Russia.
to the EU,
The European Union,
which is an economic alliance allowing for the free flow of commerce between European nations, with the exemption of Britain.
alliances directly impact the world you live in today. And you should look up the alliances your country currently invests in.
Then there was imperialism. We've already addressed this point, so we will make this short. Imperialism deals with the goods that a country may want to seize for their own benefit.
So this is a zero-sum game. Not every country can have the best of all things. And so there is competition, and competition will continue to arise. It's inevitable. There will be winners and losers.
Through the ideals of globalization, we have seen a dramatic decrease in the stark difference between winners and losers. But there has been a reduction of that as of late.
Trade agreements are all about trying to level the playing field. There's a lot of dispute as to the benefits of trade agreements, whether they benefit developing countries, developed countries, corporations, or economies in general.
You should look up some of the trade agreements that your country has entered into and evaluate them for yourselves.
That brings us to nationalism, the identification with one's own nation and support for its interests, especially to the exclusion or detriment of the interests of other nations.
This is a somewhat complex issue with many nuances. For one, some level of nationalism is inevitable. You may go to a certain school and consider it better than your rival school. Why? Is it because they have better teachers? Is it because they have better food? No. It's because it's just obviously better.
This happens on a national level as well. The problem with this is that it leads to a few terrible outcomes if taken too far.
For instance, I'm better than they are. Therefore, I should get 80% more food than they should, because I'm 80% better than they are.
But, reasonable citizen, they will starve.
Guess I should have been better.
Okay, then maybe we can accept more people to be a part of us since we are so great.
Impossible. This cannot be taught. Plus, we will only diminish our own greatness if other people try to climb on top of us.
As you can see, this can run rampant and then we can dehumanize those who are not us.
When in reality, we are all entered into the same birth lottery. There's nothing that makes any human being better than another, not race, sex, or nationality. Nationalism has seen a stark rise in recent years and has led to some other problems. The increase in polarity of political issues.
The ways in which we do and do not support immigration.
An us versus them mentality, pitting countries against even their closest allies. People chanting USA, but not being able to provide an intelligent response to the question, why do you consider the US to be the greatest country in the world?
As you can see, the topics stemming from the world wars are still relevant today.
You just have to be willing to open your eyes and look around once in a while.
Have a great day, scholars.
Go learn some stuff.
Perhaps the imbalance of our society can illuminate ways for people to find a more stable and peaceful path.
Perhaps the reason nationalism is so impactful is because it plays on fear. I'm scared that I'm not going to be good enough. But if I'm born in the right country, then I'm still better than even the best person in a not good country.
Very wise, young Padawan. Fear is a powerful motivator and a tool for the dark side. There may be hope for you yet.
Yeah, you goofy wizard.
Perhaps another lesson is necessary.
Dude, I'm a pacifist, bro.
You have failed me for the last time.